This is Mercy Moment. You're welcome. I'll be speaking to us on sex and the health of the marriage. Before I continue, please, I want to let us know that this is a mature broadcast. Is for the married and for mature minds, so it's not for children. If there is no sexual intimacy in the marriage, it shows the health of the marriage is in jeopardy. There could be situations, instances where the couple may not be able to become intimate sexually because of some reason, health reasons, and that's understandable between them. But when there is no reason whatsoever why the couple should not be intimate sexually, and yet they are not having a sexual intimacy in the marriage, it points to one thing: the marriage is not healthy. Fine, it is clear that sex or sexual intimacy is not the only reason the marriage should be a happy union, but sexual intimacy, sex for short, is one strong reason that binds the couple together to bond emotionally, physically, spiritually, and otherwise. It is one reason that God allowed it in the first place. Marriage is companionship, and sex or sexual intimacy is part of the companionship. It is part of the intimacy. It is part of the closeness. It is part of the reason. It's one of the reasons the couple come together to bond. So what's the effect of sex upon the health of the marriage? Once a man is not or no longer sexually attracted to his wife, or once a woman, the wife, is no longer sexually attracted to the man, there is an issue that must be discussed. It's not something you sweep under the carpet. It's not something you assume can fix itself. Exactly the reason I said in my previous broadcast that sex must be discussed in marriage. So you get back to that point of discussion, that point of communication, and you talk to yourselves. Because a lot of reasons can affect this intimacy, ranging from trust. Is there trust issue in the marriage? Is there betrayal? What could be happening that is not being discussed and is beginning to affect the marriage in some ways? Is it that one person is feeling like the other one does not even consider his or her emotion or feelings in the whole scenario of the marriage? Once the intimacy is no longer there, that means the marriage is not healthy. Because a man, no matter the age, must be attracted to his wife. And a woman, no matter the age, must be attracted to the man. That's why I say that there are different stages of this intimacy. There's mental intimacy. There's emotional intimacy. You come in together to hold your hands, to look at each other in the eyes, to encourage one another. And it moves from that stage. You are now aroused. And that is where that sexual intercourse comes in. Because intercourse is just one aspect of sexual intimacy. Intercourse comes from that intimacy, which is woven in that mental intimacy, emotional intimacy, and physical intimacy. So once there's a problem with all these, or one of these, it should be talked about. If you talk about anything, you talk about your sexual life, because that sex in marriage helps to heal a whole lot. Sex, I'm talking about sex in marriage. Sex helps to heal a whole lot. It helps to reassure you both that you're still attracted to one another. And if I must say this, it sounds a bit petty. It helps to even heal your mind. It helps to heal your body. At that moment, the two of you are so vulnerable to each other. That's what I'm talking about now. In the course of the sexual intimacy that results to the sexual intercourse, you are vulnerable to one another. You let down your guard. At that moment, you just have that reassurance and you have that feeling of love that feeling of acceptance, that feeling that the two of you are still together, not just living in the same space, but you are still together emotionally. So that reassurance you are having from that sexual intimacy, it goes a long way to heal your mind. It goes a long way to heal your body. It goes a long way to heal you emotionally. It goes a long way to reassure you both that the love you once found has not been watered down by all the situations you have gone through in life. Because marriage is one journey that so many things are going to unfold. And in the course of these issues unfolding, it starts to wear down, if care is not taken, wear down that feeling you have for one another. That sexual intimacy starts to go down if care is not taken. If you don't address issues as they come, and if you undermine communication, it will affect your sexual intimacy, thereby watering down drastically sexual intercourse between you and your spouse. When you both still find that you are still having that connection sexually, it goes to reassure you that those issues you have gone through in your marriage, those issues you have gone through individually and you have gone through together as a family, is not enough, and you did not allow it, that's the word, you did not allow it to water down that love that you both found. A lot of issues will come up that can affect your sex life in marriage. That's why you must keep doing a reappraisal of your sexual intimacy between you and your spouse. You have to keep checking. Is something gone wrong? Is this something we can talk about? Is this something we can seek help together and overcome together? A whole lot. Some couples, 1 month, 2 months, 1 year, 2 years, and they are not able to have children. It affects their sexual intercourse, their sex lives, which shouldn't be. So if you do not carefully address those issues, you'll find out that you are no longer together emotionally, which with care is not taken, it separates the couple physically. Some people, financial issues come in, instead of them to discuss it and find a way to go around it, their sex life starts to suffer. You must be careful because sex affects the health of your marriage. If you do not address issues as they come up, you find that intimacy starts to wear down. The two of you begin to live like strangers in the same space. Be sure and mindful that your sex life is still intact. As a couple, you can have issues of having children affecting your sexual intimacy and your sex life if you do not address it. If you forget the first reason that God brought you both together, which is companionship, and you begin to focus on the second reason, which is procreation, and you now allow the first reason to suffer, you will find out that two of you will begin to drift apart emotionally, physically, psychologically, and all that. And address money issues, address communication issues, address in-law issues. All these are the issues that come in, and sometimes you find that the person's heart is so heavy, and when one is making move to the other one, you find resistance. You must address issues, talk about them, and do not allow your sex life to suffer. Sex in marriage is a vital aspect that determines the health of your marriage. You must make sure that you remain together mentally, psychologically, emotionally, and of course, physically. If you man find out that your wife is no longer attractive, ask yourself what is going on. And if there's something she is doing or she's not doing, talk to her. Remember those keys of communication, the when, how, and why. Talk to her, help her. After all, you are in the journey together. And you, the woman, if there's a reason you find that your husband is no longer attractive or attracted to you, find a way to tell him those things that he is doing, that when you remember, you become frigid or cold towards him. Your sexual intimacy in your marriage affects the health of your marriage. Discuss those issues. Make sure that you are still both very, very attracted to one another. It doesn't matter your age. Like I said, sexual intimacy is what leads to sexual intercourse. So let that attraction still be there. Woman, once you are married, is not going to let down your guard. Just know that your husband is not blind. Your husband still wants to see that attractive woman or lady he got married to. Don't let down your guard in taking care of yourself. It's not all about you have all the money in the world to look attractive. No. Make sure that you're neat. You look at yourself in a mirror. Yes, you say to yourself, fine. When my husband sees me like this, he will know that his wife is still the wife he married years back, or days back, or months back. And you, man, I want to speak to husbands. Most times they think it's only the woman that should be attractive. It's only the woman that should take care of herself. And it's only the woman that must place herself in a way that the man comes after her. You have to know that women want to see their man very smart, neat, well-dressed, and a man that carries himself well. All those things arouse the woman and makes her very attracted to you. So you have to take care of yourself, the husband, as well as the wife is taking care of herself physically. Then the emotional aspect, please be mindful of each other's feelings. Whatever it is that your wife is going through, share in that moment. Talk to her. Whatever your husband is going through, share in that moment, so that that emotional togetherness, that emotional intimacy is intact. Once there's a situation facing one, don't allow that one go through it alone. Address your emotional issues together. Psychological issues, please address them. What is it that is affecting and beginning to take away the peace of your spouse? Get into it with him or her and go through together. So make sure that you are both intimate, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, and physically. Sex has a whole lot to do with the health of your marriage. Even if there's a reason as a couple you can't have sex, medical reasons, there's a whole lot you can do to make yourselves really happy. The attraction must not weigh down while you are talking to experts and talking to your doctor. That connection, that intimacy is what leads to the intercourse. Husband, wife, make sure that your sex life is not ignored. You don't have to have sex every day. What it means is you are still attracted to one another and you are still intimate, and which leads to intercourse. That emotional connection once is there. That physical connection, that psychological connection is there. I tell you, you will make yourself so happy. You look at yourselves, you are grateful to God for giving you to one another. You appreciate what you have. You hold hands, you talk about all issues. And there's a whole lot you do together to make yourself so happy while you are going through any therapy that you must go through. Keep your marriage healthy. Keep your sex life vibrant. Let intimacy between the both of you not be watered down by any situation whatsoever. So discuss any issues and address them. Issues that can affect you both. Discuss them, address them, and be happy. This is Mercy Moment. Another moment with Mercy. You are welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like and share the videos of Mercy Moment TV. Right. Then keep blessing people. God bless you as you do so. Thank you.